Well, this is a bombshell. Listen closely. We're getting new reporting about what's going on at the Biden campaign as we speak. Doug Cass, a hedge fund owner, a big DNC insider, just posted this. Quote, what I am hearing regarding Joe Biden, Ron Klain, that's the former chief of staff, and Barack Obama are having a sit down with the president today. Joe Biden is insistent that Joe's running. Kamala is furious that she is not being considered as a replacement. Whitmer and Newsom are. Interestingly, my neighbor in East Hampton is hosting the Bidens tomorrow. It will be an important tell if the fundraiser is canceled. Whoa. Okay, let's take.
All right, y'all. As y'all can see, Donald Trump absolutely destroyed Joe Biden last night, just like I said he would, and just like everybody else that supports Donald Trump said he was going to do. Joe Biden mumbling over his words, falling asleep, forgetting his lines, and we all knew he was going to call Donald Trump a convicted felon. We already knew all of that right there was coming, but Donald Trump turned around and hit him and gave him a dose of his own medicine when he called Hunter a convicted felon. So, like I said last night, the Dems, they was pissed off. They trying to replace Joe Biden. And now they said that Kamala has a screaming, unhinged meltdown. So it got to the point now where Kamala seems like she's trying to force Joe Biden to step down because she want to take over as president. And she is pissed off because Jill Biden is not allowing it to happen. These Democrats, they are mad. They are mad after last night, and they are trying their best to replace Joe Biden. Like, it seems like it's too late. Who you going to replace him with? Kamala, Michelle Obama? Who you going to replace him with? So we definitely finna go ahead and dive straight into this right here. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that, all right? So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive straight to it.
Because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
What's up, guys? The boy Benny. To call the debate last night a dumpster fire for Joe Biden would be an insult to all dumpsters that are currently on fire. To say that it is indeed probably the greatest political disaster, man-made political disaster in human history would probably be more correct. Check this out. This is Joe Biden's friends, his best friends at the New York Times. This is what the New York Times looks like this morning. President Biden is my friend. He has to drop out of the race. Biden cannot go on like this. I'm hearing high anxiety from Democrats. President Biden, it's time to drop out. This is what it looked like. Biden won, Trump won. This is the New York Times. The New York Times, the people responsible for actually creating the Joe Biden residency in the White House, along with Politico. Biden is toast. Biden is toast. Democrats in full freak out mode after debate performance. Democrats are so sad about this debate performance, they're openly talking about jumping off bridge. They're talking about ending it all.
Yep.
This according to CNN.
When that happened, the entire room was just completely silent and in shock, and that this member's own reaction was that he wanted to jump off of a bridge.
He wanted to jump off a bridge.
Wow.
Okay, so I'd rather jump off a bridge. I'd rather end it all than have to watch Joe Biden carry on in the debate for any longer. CNN poll, who won the debate? First debate, Joe Biden won by a lot. This was in 2020. First debate of 2024, Donald Trump won by a bigger margin. 66 net point swing towards Trump. And that's not the only thing swinging Trump's way. Check this out. 2024 U.S. president, real clear politics, betting average. What's the money say? What's the smart money say? Oh my goodness gracious. Holy guacamole.
Man.
The 2024 presidential race has turned into a meme stock.
It has.
There it is. Joe Biden, there. Somebody called Roaring Kitty. Boom, bing. Donald Trump to the moon. Okay. Somebody who was clearly wishing that they lived on the moon last night was Jen Psaki.
Look at Jen.
Who had to openly mule and cry about the fact that Kamala Harris was having to do media hits. Now, that seems a little strange. You'd never normally see that. There are surrogates that you send out. You know, Gavin Newsom was greasing around with his little lizard skin outfit last night. All these other, like, weird, kind of dorky surrogates, these orc-like creatures walking around lying for Joe Biden. They didn't really do much media last night, in fact. It was kind of funny. The ongoing thing where, like, the Biden team wouldn't talk to the press. They were so embarrassed.
That was mad.
But Kamala Harris was trotted out as a sacrificial lamb to talk to the press. And her interview was so unhinged on CNN. Even Jen Psaki saying, this is not good.
You know, I don't know what they have up their sleeves, but that's what they need. I will also say, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm posing it to you all know, I don't know when the vice president agreed to come on MSNBC. I don't know if it was long before the debate, perhaps. If it wasn't, you don't send the vice president of the United States out if you won the debate, typically.
You could hear a pin drop in the room. Okay, so here we go.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Harris coming out. She did an MSNBC hit and she did a CNN hit. And Kamala Harris went on CNN and was utterly unhinged. Okay, here we go. Anderson Cooper versus Kamala Harris. Anderson Cooper just ever so lightly pushing back on the fact that Joe Biden crapped himself on stage again and again and again. I think one time even audibly. And Kamala Harris having a what can be only be described as a unhinged meltdown on CNN. These people are not well.
It was bad. It was bad.
The first debate of the 2024 presidential campaign is now history. The fallout from it is just getting started. Joining us now is Vice President Kamala Harris. Madam Vice President, thanks for being with us. CNN's John King has described a panic inside the Democratic Party right now because of President Biden's performance in tonight's debate. He's been hearing from Democratic lawmakers and others around the country. Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people, on substance, on policy, on performance. Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong.
And I'm sorry, on substance and policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Listen, people can debate on style points, but ultimately this election and who is the president of the United States has to be about substance. And the contrast is clear. Look at what happened during the course of the debate. Donald Trump lied over and over and over again, as he is wont to do. He would not disavow what happened on January 6th. He would not give a clear answer on whether he would stand by the election results this November. He went back and
look, now she's really having a meltdown now. He explained that about the January 6th. You can hear Nancy Pelosi admitting that it was her fault. Now she talking about that Donald Trump is sitting up there lying. Donald Trump was not lying. Joe Biden was the one doing all the lying up there. He was the one lying. His own side called him out for his lies and his performance. She knows it. Now she's having a meltdown trying to switch it back on Donald Trump. Donald Trump won this debate. You ain't hear a lot of Democrats saying, oh, Donald Trump up there lying. They just mad because Joe Biden didn't fight back. The only thing Joe Biden kept doing was trying to say Donald Trump did this with that person. He's a convicted felon. He's this. He was just trying to insult him. He wasn't even too much even worried about the policy. He was mumbling. He was bumbling, falling asleep. And she knows that. You see, CNN, the host had to tell her, like, no. That did not look good. Now she want to say, talk about Donald Trump, about him lying and about him. He won't respect the results after this and all type of crap. Now she's just trying to go into something else, trying to get away from talking about Joe Biden. She know Joe Biden did bad. She know it. I don't know why she's sitting up here lying like that.
Forth about where he stands on one of the most critical issues of freedom in America, which is the right of a woman to make decisions about their own body. He has been completely ambiguous and all over the place about where he stands on that issue, despite the fact that he hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and that's exactly what they did. And just 3 years ago, we commemorated the 2-year anniversary of Dobbs, wherein women across our country have been denied emergency health care,
all that may be true. All that may be true. But the president of the United States was not able to make that case to Donald Trump on the stage tonight. I mean, you debated against then Vice President Vice President Biden 4 years ago, and he was a very different person on the stage 4 years ago when you debated him. You must, I mean, that's certainly true, is it not?
Anderson, the point has to be performance.
See, Anderson, he just pretty much telling them. So if she's saying all of this about Donald Trump, how come they didn't tell Joe Biden to say that to Donald Trump? If all of this is true that she's saying, why didn't she tell Joe Biden why this man, they had him prepped up for a whole week? A whole week. And they didn't tell him that? If it's supposed to be true? I'm telling you, boy, these people be just lying.
When you debated him, you must, I mean, that's certainly true, is it not?
Anderson, the point has to be performance in terms of what a president does. A president who incites an insurrection against the Capitol. No, but I got the point that you're making about a 1.5 hour debate.
They're not used to being challenged. They're not used to being challenged.
I'm talking about 3.5 years of performance in work that has been historic.
Look at her go.
What they got to do?
The other guy on the debate stage. The person that you saw on the debate stage that has, for the last 3.5 years, up until today, performed in a way that has been about, whether it be in the Oval Office, negotiating bipartisan deals so that we have an infrastructure, a real infrastructure plan where we're putting trillions of dollars on the streets of America to upgrade our infrastructure. Whether it be the person I see in the Oval Office who is meeting with heads of the military and the intelligence community and in the Situation Room, ensuring the safety of America. The person I see in Joe Biden on the world stage, convening world leaders who often ask for his advice, most recently just during the G7 conference. So I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes when I've been watching the last 3.5 years of performance.
But this was a debate that your campaign wanted. You pushed for this debate at this moment. Obviously, I mean, you can't honestly say, I mean, can you say that you are not concerned at all having watched the president's performance tonight?
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November.
It was more of a slow start. It was a slow start all night. Donald Trump straight dog walked Joe Biden, and she know it. She keep trying to bring up, oh, what about what he did the last 3-4 years? We ain't talking about the last 3-4 years. We talking about what did he do tonight? What did he do a few minutes ago? What did he do then? She keep trying to bring up what he did 30 years ago. Like, come on, man.
Her
voice goes up.
I'm talking about one of the most
nervous.
important elections in our collective lifetime. And do we want to look at what November will bring and go on a course for America that is about a destruction of democracy, electing a man who has said he'll be a dictator on day one? Or do we want to continue on a course that's about strengthening America's economy, building and creating 15 million American jobs, over 800,000 manufacturing jobs? I got that this is the afterplay for the debate, this conversation that I'm in, and I understand why everyone wants to talk about it, but I think it's also important to recognize that the choice in November between these two people that were on the debate stage involves extraordinary stakes. And there's one person on that stage who has the endorsement of their vice president.
There she is. 6 minutes into the interview. She can get the line out. She had the same stupid line on MSNBC.
Two people on that debate stage, only one of them has the endorsement of his vice president. And let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
Very awkward.
Very awkward.
It is.
Look at this. New poll goes deep on Kamala Harris's liabilities as a potential president. Apparently, everyone hates her.
Sure do.
So Kamala Harris, like, just deeply unpopular. Look at these unfavorables on Kamala Harris. This idea that, like, you can do the swap with Kamala Harris and that she's going to win is not true.
That's not going to work.
Although I got to tell you, like, they're going to do the swap. They got to figure it out. They can't tweet through this one. The winner of tonight's debate says the Democrats. The winner of tonight's debate, haha, clown show. Don't believe me? Just ask CNN right now. The source. It's about to be the largest ratio in history. Joe Biden. What a moron. What a clearly like low intelligence, low IQ person.
I'm telling you.
Like you people, you really are dumb. And you deserve this. You deserve this. Okay? You deserve this. And no amount of screaming Kamala Harris.
That was a disaster. Well, there we go right there, man. It was a disaster for Joe Biden. Like I said before, we all knew that Donald Trump was going to go in there and do exactly what he said he would do. And Kamala is trying to make excuses for him. And y'all see, she really trying to replace Joe Biden. She trying to be the president. So we don't know if it's going to be her, Michelle, Hillary. It don't really matter who they try to swap them out with. They have nobody, Gavin Newsom. They have nobody who's going to be able to defeat Donald Trump. So it don't matter how mad they get, how they trying to swap Joe Biden out, which I believe is too late because Jill Biden is saying that Joe Biden is not going to step down. She's saying he's not going to step down, but the Dems are trying to force him to step down, which, like I said, it's not going to work. It don't really even matter because Trump is still going to win. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.